Plumbers, delivery guys, doctors, or people in any other line of work usually portrayed in porn? What is the closest situation you have ever been to, which could lead as an opening to a porn plot? I drive a truck for GFS and deliver frozen food. Had to deliver to a jail. They had about 12 women inmates working in the kitchen. A bunch of them start coming up to me and touching my arms and asking how I'm doing. I took the dolly into the freezer and one came in and shut the freezer door and asked if I ever messed around with anyone in a freezer before. A guard quickly came over and removed her and told her to get back to the cooking. Delivered pizzas and the instructions were, "The door will be unlocked. Please bring into bedroom down the hallway." I asked the manager, "Oh, you've never delivered to her? She is bedridden. Her caretaker must not be there." She is awesome. Don't forget plates and napkins. Did a 4-month stint as a GP, family doctor. A woman came in for an urgent appointment for irregular bleeding. After taking some history, I say I need to examine her. She said she was okay with a male doc, so I said something to the effect of, "Just wait here while I get a chaperone." As I get up to leave, she holds her hand up, looks me dead in the eyes and says, "Oh, don't worry, we won't be needing a chaperone." Turns out she was an off-duty police officer with a black belt in judo, and as she went behind the screen to undress, she said, "I'm more likely to hurt you than you will me." Most awkward examination of my entire career, so far. Delivered pizza to a house in the suburbs on a Friday night. Door opens and this guy stuffs a $100 bill down my shirt. I'm female, was 9 Reen at the time. I stand there in shock as one of his buddies comes over to grab him and apologizes over and over. Guy was drunk and apparently thought I was a stripper. The other guys in the house are playing poker. I tried to return the money, but the buddy told me to keep it and said they'd tell him the story in the morning and make fun of him for it. Was a plumber for a long time. A few years ago on Christmas Day, I had a call for a gas leak. When my partner and I arrived, the lady admitted there was no gas leak. She said she just wanted some company. So she paid the service fee for us to sit there for an hour and talk with her over coffee. Turns out she was a romance novel writer and was extremely lonely. I got some weird vibes like she wanted more from us, but nothing happened aside from the conversation. When we were leaving, she tipped us $100. It was the coolest, most awkward experience of my plumbing career. Not me directly, but my coworker at a pizza place I delivered for during college in a college city that is open very late. Some woman called in and ordered some food, was told the wait was going to be closer to an hour. This was pretty normal once the bars in town closed. She told the guy on the phone that if the pizza was there in 20 minutes, she would fuck the delivery driver. Of course, this guy thinks it is hilarious and tells the manager. Manager decides to prioritize the delivery and send the one older married dude that delivered for us and not tell him what the situation is. The driver comes back white as a ghost and immediately says, "Y'all will never fucking believe what just happened." Everyone dies laughing because we know he is a good dude and would never cheat on his wife. But apparently this super attractive, clothed, college-aged girl answered the door and said something along the lines of, "Well, you made it in time, let's fuck." Driver obviously has no idea what is going on and just awkwardly blurts out he is married, asks her to sign the receipt, and dips out. Smart on the manager for sending that guy. Any college-age guy working there would have probably taken her up on her offer. We all got a good laugh. And the chick got her pizza in 20 minutes. Lots of good stories from that job. I delivered pizza for a year. Every Friday night, this dude ordered a chicken parm sub, and he would answer the door in just a t-shirt and underwear. Every single time. I wasn't the only delivery guy, but somehow every fucking Friday night it's 1:15, I'd hear I was delivering a chicken parm, and I didn't even have to look at the address. Anyways, he had a ferret, and one time it crawled up my leg and onto my back, and Captain Underpants says, "Ow, she likes you." And all I could think was, this seems like the beginning to a kinky-ass pawn row. Nummer 9. I'm a personal trainer. A client once took me out for lunch and then suggested we have dessert at her place because her kids were at school and her husband was away. I was working as a doctor in an A&E department. Guy comes in with testicle pain, possible torsion. As one of 2 male doctors in the department at the time, I was sent to examine him. After a quick chat, I have to get to business and examine his balls. Thankfully for him, everything was normal. But during the exam, he gets a little excited. I'm professional and just ignore it. But as part of the exam, you have to look at their face to see if they are in pain. I notice the guy's actually grinning at me as he gets hard. It was literally something out of porn. I had a super hot customer once. She just bought the house. I was doing work in the basement. I was cleaning up and getting the guys out of there. I told that I'd like to collect before I leave. She told me to come back to the bedroom when I was finished. I seriously was ready for anything. She was painting the walls. Wump, wump. Used to deliver pizzas. Not my story, but a coworker's, who happens to be one of the most socially awkward dudes I've worked with. Trashy lady answered the door in a swimsuit and asked, "How do I look?" To which my coworker responded, "Hungry." I am a doctor, and during my rotation in psychiatry when I was a fresh graduate, I had to take a history from a lady patient with erotomania. She was lying on the bed while I walked in her room, but halfway through the conversation, she changed her posture to be something similar to Rose in the drawing scene in Titanic, asking me personal questions and intentionally showed me her cleavage. She also accidentally touched my thigh. Being a professional doctor, I continued taking history without any impure thoughts. I understand that is wrong to have any form of relationship with my patients, and I will definitely not take advantage of my patient's mental illness for my personal satisfaction. That, and also, I was in old age psychiatry ward. Delivery guy here. 3 flashed by pervy men in bathrobes saying whoops while staring into my eyes. Not my thing. Countless women that flash a little when answering the door. I assume a small percentage are exhibitionists and most are just running late. I politely avert my eyes and give them their lunch. And then there's my boo. She orders often, always answers in a really small towel and always drops it a bit. She giggles when she drops the towel and it's really hard for me to not look. Distracts me for hours every time. I'm a plumber who does lots of maintenance in large apartment blocks throughout the city. Often the tenants aren't there during the day, so we call them, arrange a time, and pick up a set of keys to their apartment from head office. I've got a job to fix a leaky shower head. Pretty basic stuff. I get the keys, go up to the apartment, and loudly knock on the door. No answer after 10 seconds. So I slowly and loudly insert the key into the door, all to procedure. I open the door and walk my tools in when I notice 2 young women completely stark nude in the kitchen. They seem as shocked as I am, and after a split second I apologize red-faced and back out. I call the number I was given on the work order and one of the women answer. Apparently they were expecting someone else. And the shower is fine. I think they were expecting a guy to come in, since the bloke who works the phone for my company has a pretty attractive voice. There aren't many female plumbers like me either. I clean at a hotel, cleaning the men's public washrooms, and every time a man will walk in already unzipping, so I dart for the door, but at least once a week I'm told not to be so quick to leave. Was sweeping the hallway Friday night, and a couple stood a few feet away for a minute, then stood further down the hall. About 5 minutes later, the wife asked me to join them in their room. Adding one for my maintenance coworker who was servicing the pool, and was asked by a hot tub full of women to join them. He said he didn't have anything to change into. I'm not sure how, but he didn't get in. I was working in an independent mechanic shop, checking out a customer's car while laying on my creeper under her car. She asked me a question. When I turned, AMD looked and she was squatting on her haunches, legs spread wide open, pantyless with the nastiest hooch I've ever seen. Sores oozing puss, a tampon string hanging, and an uneven trim job. It was horrific. I used to deliver pizzas for a neighborhood joint. I pulled up to this huge house with a Mercedes parked out front. The order was a 16-inch sausage pizza. I think to myself, this is it. I'm about to be in a porn. I ring the doorbell. A gorgeous woman in get mid-14s answers the door. I don't even have time to think. It just comes out. I have a 16-inch sausage for you. She signs the credit card slip, leaves me no tip, and then closes the door in my face. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I was delivering an order from Jack and the Box to a very nice apartment condo around midnight one day. I delivered there once before to an older guy, so wasn't expecting the young, 21 to 23 at most, topless chick who opened the door. She tells me to come in and to bring the food to the kitchen. I'm reluctant, but just want to end the awkwardness, so I walk into the kitchen. The whole place was dark except for, I guess you would call, mood lighting. So I can see everything, but it's still dark. Right past the kitchen area is the living room, and the older dude was fully clothed sitting on the couch. There's another topless chick on the floor, and there's a bunch of crumpled up dollar bills and a camera on a tripod facing her. Old dude recognizes me and says, "Hey, I remember you. Hey girls, this is my name. She's cool, pour her a shot. She's the best." So he gets up and all the girls, there's 3 total now, come to the kitchen area where I put the food down, and I look at them, and they all look pretty much exactly like. Except one is white, one is black, and one is Asian. They are all the same height, are the same build, and have the same size boobs, loyal, same weight, same hairstyle and length, and their makeup was the same as well. So they are all trying to convince me to have a shot at least, and to stay and party, but I decline and tell them thanks, but I have to drive and I leave as fast as I can, and when I get to my car I just start laughing and sit there for a while. I'm a lifeguard. Not sure if they're often depicted in porn, but this situation kind of felt pornish. After closing the pool, we give customers 15 minutes to shower and get dressed before we enter the changing rooms to clean up. Even after those 15 minutes, I always knock and shout into the women's changing room to see if there are any women still changing, as I'm a guy. Often there'll be people still finishing up and I'll have to give them another minute or two. This one time I knocked, opened the door slightly and called in, "Hello?" No answer, so I walked in. There was a woman standing there completely naked. I jumped, apologized, and turned away immediately to give her some more time. On my way out, she just said, "Wait, can I ask you something?" She then proceeded to ask me loads of questions, while standing there completely naked, soaping herself up, etc. Like completely random questions, as if just to make conversation. Not even attempting to cover up. I just answered everything helpfully while trying not to look directly at her too much, and then gave her some more time. And I am to this day pretty sure that I could have gotten laid at work that day. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss new and the coolest stories from all over Reddit in the future. See you next time!